Yo, what is up YouTube? And today we're going to be talking about the huge drama that is surrounding the recent hotfix we had to the game that kind of went under the radar. So a lot of you guys are probably unaware of what actually happened. Now this hotfix wasn't just like a hotfix to UI and stuff like that. It was a pretty big nerf to some teams in Thresholds, especially for Terramaton and also Aurora. So basically what they changed, and it wasn't even announced officially anywhere. They just had like one bullet point on like Aurora, which you can see on your screen here. This is what got changed. Basically, Aurora got changed so that dot effects don't really work. The field effect is that dots don't really work on Aurora. And this really nerfs those Shadow Sonya teams. You're not going to even see that many anymore here because it just got nerfed so hard. So because of that, you know, this unit went from being very strong here to very useless. And that's a huge problem. Also for Terramaton, you're going to see that they added this turn meter effect. So right here, if you look next to the blah 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 odd animus, you'll see turn meter effects on it are reduced by 30%. This is a pretty big nerf as well. It makes units such as Marvel less useful because of the fact that they can't push back anymore. You're going to see that there's like literally no Marvels anymore. I guess this is clear time, but if we go to recent clears, you can see that there are barely any Marvels, if any. Yeah, there's one Marvel here. And the reason why this is such a big deal is because you can't actually push back with your S3 anymore as hard. And this was a big reason why he was good here. So Marvel went from being very strong in Terramaton to just mid. So because of that, you know, people are pretty upset. And also it's a pretty big nerf to Lian. So I don't know if you know this, but if I can find a Lian here, Lian actually has a pushback on her S3, which is AoE, and it's actually very noticeable in Terramaton. So her S3 here has this like turn meter pushback, which a lot of you guys are probably aware of, maybe not. And this was very, very strong in PVE because you're like a DPS, pure DPS that has like this turn meter pushback. So she also got sleeper nerfed. Of course, there's like other units that got nerfed, such as Kloss with her, not her S3, her S2. The turn meter pushback got nerfed, and she's like a top tier unit there. So they just overall made the content harder for Terramaton, which doesn't really make sense to me. Terramaton is one of the harder modules to farm, or like thresholds to farm. I think it's harder than Doki Doki. It's just very, very sad, right? They decided to nerf these characters and improve difficulty because people are winning too fast. They did this in beta 2, which kind of makes sense. But the biggest problem to me is they didn't really communicate this that well. They had this like hot fix, you know, bullet point in their Discord post, but there's no patch notes about it. And it's weird that they would do this during like a patch cycle instead of like, you know, when they announce a patch. It's the first time I've ever seen this kind of hotfix go under the radar, and it's a really big deal because it can waste people's time and energy without realizing it changed. If you log in and you start auto farming Terramaton with like your Lian and Marvel team, you might not even be able to clear it and not realize until you see that you've wasted like 10 stamina. I think that what they should have done is, with the hotfix, is made like a huge announcement when you log in, probably like somewhere here you can click, but they didn't do it. And another big problem is, what if you built these characters for that area of content? Now for Marvel, Kloss and Lian, it's not as big of a deal because you can use them in a lot of other places. But Shadow Sonya, even though I don't have her built, she's a very, very important character to, you know, prioritize if you're using the dot comp, because you need to get her S1 maxed out to get the increased dot duration. Alongside that, you need to build 2 SR units to even make her work at all. You need to build this unit Obel because he has dot on his S3, and also Fangus because of his other dot as well. And yeah, he has a dot on his S1, and then also he has a chance to assist, which makes him spread his dots even more. So you can kind of see it's like dots on dots on dots, more dots, and it's very important for Sonya because she can kind of like detonate them with her S3. So basically, you know, it's a pure niche team comp that people were building for, especially Aurora. It still works in Terramaton, which is fine, but it's a big problem because, you know, you kind of just shadow nerfed one of these units in a big area of content. Like thresholds are huge areas of content. Some people might have even rushed Aurora to actually get their immunity set up, which is quite possible. So, you know, what is the solution to this? Now, they didn't announce anything. They're not actually compensating at all. But in other games, I come from Epic 7, where if anything like this happens, even if like a artifact, or maybe even if like a shell, let's say, got nerfed and it directly affected like the character, they would refund you or give you like a refunder. And kind of like how it works for the event animus reconfigure, you can use it and you'll be able to actually select a new SSR or SR of your choice. Now, I don't know if you'll have to do that type of compensation because it's pretty early on, and I don't really know if people really re-rolled for Shadow Sonya. Maybe they did, But if you did, you get screwed over pretty hard, and I think there should be some sort of compensation for people, especially the people who built into Shadow Sonya, whether it be like a free reset, so you get your materials back, because Golden Lattice is like super hard to come by right now, and I think they should really allow you to get it back if you guys want. And it's not even like you're forced to do it, you have the option, right? Because you're gated out of Aurora farming now. Do I want to reset Shadow Sonya? It's up to you. I think that's a good idea though, and even if you don't decide to and you use it on someone else, I don't think it's a big deal, right? Resetting another character doesn't hurt them that much. I think it's better for the game, honestly. It allows people to progress more. But I definitely think they should provide some sort of compensation, especially for those Shadow Sonya users in the game. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this. I think it's a pretty bad practice if they don't do anything. The biggest thing for me is their lack of communication, and I think they should probably compensate the Shadow Sonya players. But thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.